What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. You may be wondering why there is a ballpoint pen on the screen right now when most of the time we talk about fountain pens here. Well, obviously, we talk about all kinds of crazy stuff on this channel, but this is going to be about a fountain pen. You probably already saw the thumbnail. So why do we have this here ballpoint pen on the screen? Well, this is actually the pen that started the entire fountain pen thing for me. I didn't know I wanted a fountain pen. I didn't care about fountain pens at that point. I just wanted a really nice pen. I'd had other pens. I'd had really nice pens for EDC, but I wanted like a fancy pen. So when I was in Las Vegas, I went to the Montblanc store and I bought this. This is a Montblanc Star Walker Douai, I believe they call it, because it's half metal and half acrylic. And this is kind of the first real fancy pen that I got. So it's got the Montblanc star, but in like this sort of blue bubble sort of thing. Super, super cool. And it writes really well. It's really nice. I mean, it is a Montblanc, right? Like it's a Montblanc, obviously. It's awesome. It's a little fat. It's got an interesting grip. Now that I know what I know, would I have gotten the same pen? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but I really do like it a lot, and I still use it. It's actually in my EDC folio because if somebody says, hey, can I borrow a pen? I'm not going to give them a fountain pen. I'm going to give them a ballpoint. So this is the one that I carry for that. And I really, really like this pen a lot. So that was my first Montblanc. My second Montblanc was the matching fountain pen. So I ordered this from Montblanc. So this is the Montblanc Star Walker in a fine nib. And this is a neat pen. It screws to post. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a really nice pen. I really, really, really like this a lot. It's something that I use. It's inked up right now. It's got diamine polar glow in it. I use this pen almost every day, which is funny because you would think that this is sort of like quote unquote a special occasion pen or something, but nope, I use it all the time. I don't know, there's something about the quality of the nib itself, and there's something about this particular type of resin that Montblanc uses. It just feels premium, and it should be. You know, this is not an inexpensive pen. This between these two pens, there's a few bucks there. You know what I mean? So, kind of makes sense. And then I went and got. This is a vintage pen. This was my first vintage pen. So this is a 1965-66 Montblanc 220. And what this is kind of the Montblanc competition, if you will, to the Lamy 2000. So it's a piston fill pen made from Macrolon, and it's thinner and a little smaller in the hand, but man, is it good. It's got a gold nib. It's absolutely incredible. I love this pen. I use this pen all the time too. Even though it's a vintage pen, it's pretty reliable. The one thing that does happen is you get a little ink on the back of the nib here, and then it'll get on the inside of the cap, and then if you post it, it'll get on the outside of the pen. So I kind of do have to be careful with that. But other than that, I really, really love this thing. I use it a lot. It's probably got Compecky in it, because Compecky is kind of the go-to for my daily writing ink. And this is a daily writing pen. And as you can see, it's a little bit smaller, and it's just really, really nice. And I really, really enjoy using it a lot. So I have these 3 Montblanc pens, but when you think of Montblanc, those 3 are not what you think of. And so when it comes to Grail stuff, I really wanted, yeah, see, I just got ink on my finger, and I think I just rubbed it on my face, so we'll have to check that after the video. When we think of Montblanc, we think of not these pens. Of course, these are amazing, and I love them. But what we typically think of when we think of Montblanc, what we typically think of is a 149. This is my first Montblanc 149. Now these pens are really expensive. So I went to a seller on eBay that I trusted. And in fact, it's the Japanese seller that I bought my 220 from. And so I got this pen and it showed up in like 2 days via FedEx. And I was, of course, worried that it was going to be awesome or not. Is it worth all the hype that Montblancs get? The bottom line is yes. This pen is unbelievable. First of all, it's huge. Okay? It's huge. Second of all, this nib is huge. This is supposed to be a fine nib, but I'll write with it here in a second and I'll show you. Now, I was looking specifically for a particular year range. I was looking for late 70s, early 80s because I wanted a bicolor nib. So it's got the gold and it's got the rhodium on the nib there. It's got a one-piece ebonite feed. In the later pens, they went to a plastic feed, so I wanted an ebonite feed because I don't have any pens with an ebonite feed. And it's the barrel style that I wanted with the window, the ink window that I wanted. Of course, there's your Montblanc snow cap. This does not say, I really wanted one that said West Germany. The problem is that if I got one that said West Germany, that would be a later dated pen and it wouldn't give me the feed that I wanted. So I kind of gave up. I really wanted something that said West Germany on it, but that's okay. So this is late 70s, early 80s. I would say between like 78 and 82, something like that for my research. Now, for those of you that are Montblanc freaks, you may be able to get in the comments and tell me something different, which is fine. I'm not a huge authority on this, but that is where I'm at. I just know that I wanted a particular set of features. I don't really care what year the pen is. I just wanted the one-piece ebonite feed, the bicolor nib, and I wanted this ink window. And let me tell you what, this thing is unbelievable. It is bonkers good. Well, let me just show you. So when you start to put down a line with this pen, you will find that the nib is so bouncy and so soft and so smooth. Now, they said this was a fine. I don't think it is. They're not marked. So when you buy them used, sometimes they'll be like, it looks like it's a fine, it looks like it's a medium. I'm going to call this a medium, but a very wet medium. And the reason I'm going on that is I have a fine in this pen. So if I show you, this is a different nib style, but if you look at the nib in this pen, that's a fine. And so, you know, and then this is an extra fine. And of course, it's wider than it looks, but that is, so yeah, so I'm calling that a medium, and it might be closer to a broad. I don't know. It's super, super wet. But man, when you write with it, okay, I'm not even lying to you. It is the smoothest nib I've ever used. Geez, I cannot write when I do these videos. The only nib that comes close to this would be my 823, Pilot 823. But this is so much smoother. It is like, so with just the weight of the pen, it's like absolutely effortless. And if you look at, it's like so wet. Like it's just, it's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. I have Konpeki in here. Pilot Konpeki. And this nib is wet enough to, I don't know if you know, but if you've used Konpeki before, you'll know that there's like some red sheen in it, but sometimes you don't always see it. But this pen has enough wetness to be able to give you like all those different colors that Conpacky can give you. So if you write like really light, you get that kind of lighter tone, and then you can like lean on it and get, look how wet that is. I mean, that's bonkers. So good. It's just an incredible thing. I cannot tell you. And the other thing is, the nib is freaking huge. It's just unbelievable. I know a lot of people will talk trash and be like, Montblanc, whatever, you know, luxury brand. Well, of course it's a luxury brand, duh. Does it live up to the hype? Duh. Like, yes, absolutely. And some people might disagree with me, but I've got a bunch of neat stuff. And this might be my new favorite nib I've ever ridden with ever. Is there stuff that's better? I'm sure there is, and I can't wait to experience it. But good grief, I love this pen. I am in love. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you, my new Montblanc 149. I think it's super cool. Obviously, there's not going to be an affiliate link to this. I bought it on eBay. Use discretion and caution when you buy used stuff. I've never been burned, but now that I have a good seller, I've bought 2 pens from this seller now, these 2, and I'm happy with both of them. So there you go. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you in the next video.